Well, hello there. Good to see you. So nice that you could make it for another chilled out soiree we like to call the 3D Shenanigans. Miss Christina, very good to see you. Mr. Jeremy, for the second time in the day. This is very nice. Jeremy and I are currently on shore leave from the raft. That's very nice. We finished it today in the morning on YouTube. That's very cool. We're both very surprised to reach the ending there. Very, very nice. Woo! How exciting! Jeremy Terry has just subscribed. That is very nice. Thank you so much. Official member of the Star Crew, both on and off the raft and on and off the Twitch. That's very good. Welcome. Welcome to the club. And of course, Madness Middles and Mr. Brian. So nice to see you. Aw. You got an emote thanks to Christina McKay's gift. Oh, so Christina has actually gifted Jeremy a subscription. That is very good. That's super generous of you. So not thanks, Jeremy. Thank you, Christina. That is so cool. Oh, very nice. I'm blushing. This is cool. That is really nice. Look at the star. Isn't the star nice? And we get to see different colors. I've got the green one. You've got the kind of a bluish one. And Christina's got the yellow one. This is very nice. Oh, so nice. Look at that. That actually brings up a very interesting point. It's a little Christmas surprise I have for y'all. I'm going to, of course, leave that until a little bit later on because, you know, you can't give the presents out quite immediately. That's, you know, one of those things. You want to keep the surprises until the very end. I like to do three things today. So the third one is essentially that surprise. We're going to smuggle that in at one point. I'd like to review and doodle with the animation we've made there yesterday, which is the one through the Polygon Western set. There's one mistake I've made. You do get a star, absolutely, and the star evolves over time as long as you are a member. If you're a member longer, doesn't matter if you have breaks in between, the star evolves into different colors. That's very, very exciting. So yeah, tweak that Western animation that we had a look at, that we made yesterday. So I'm going to have a look at that in a moment. And then I have, of course, watched Christina's exciting video about fake pockets. And I thought I need all the practice that I can get. I've got some shorts going here that could do with a little dart in the back. So we're going to add that in Clo or Marvelous Designer, whichever one we feel like. And we're going to try and make those front pockets again because, you know, I think that was good. I just need to practice more. And, you know, well, this is probably going to be our afternoon sorted. Let's have a test. Let's have a start with our review from yesterday. If only I could remember where I put that. Oh, actually, also with no, there's music on this. I think Brian and Jeremy have already seen this under the video drive, the Kamikaze Array. This is it. A few animatics, and this. There we go. Doesn't need to be quite that loud. There we go. This is what we've made yesterday. Madness Middles. Look at that. Very cool. Unreal Engine animation. And it's based on the project that we had already started. That was supposed to be kind of a character selection project. That's that little edit I've made in the post. And then we arrive on the logo. So there's essentially three little tweaks I'd like to make there. We're going to watch it again, of course. Here it is. I like the beginning. I like the beginning. Julia suggested why not put a little bit of steam on the train. I think we can borrow that from one of the other packets. Here I'd like to just move the camera to the left and to the right just to make that a little bit more interesting, that we see just more of the left, more of the right. Not the camera position, just literally the angle to the left and to the right. And then the last thing is happening here in the church. So I'll tell you that in a moment. So a little bit of steam coming out of the train, that'd be cute. Then we go into here. I think I'm going to leave everything here as it is. The moment we approach this, we just look to the left and then we look to the right. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the right first, then to the left, and then we go straight into the church. And in the church, here's something that we need to address, and that is two things really. One, the colors on the logo are wrong. They're the correct colors, they're just not in the right order. I just put them on there yesterday because I couldn't quite remember what was blue, what was green, what was pink, and so forth. I think that 3D is actually pink, and the bottom here is yellow, and these two I've forgotten. I think the middle is green, and then whatever's left is on the top, I think. I don't quite remember. We can't just look at the holding loop and I'll see what we find there. So that I'd like to change. But there's another thing, and that is if we just go quickly back just before we reach the church, you can see that the automatic exposure compensation is working here. And that is courtesy of the post-process volume in Unreal Engine. So as you approach this, it's bright outside, there's not a lot of light on the inside, but as we go in, you can see that the light now is raised. So it's almost like we're opening the aperture there. And I have a feeling that we can animate this property. I don't know if we can, but I have a feeling I just add a track to the post-process volume and just tell it to stay darker on the inside, and then the rest of this I can then illuminate with point lights on the inside. I think that might just separate the logo a little bit better from the background. I'm thinking if that doesn't work, I'm happy with the light on the inside. I'm just thinking we can probably do a little bit more to accentuate the logo there. So those are the things that I'd like to do. And of course, before we get going with that, let's have some music here. Epidemic says this is more of what you like for your YouTube channel. I don't know how they make that distinction, but we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what this is. Ambient. Is this good? Is this annoying? I can't tell yet. Is this becoming annoying? There's also dreamy and mysterious. Let's see what dreamy and mysterious is. That's dreamy. I'm convinced. But hey, if we just make that a bit quieter and it's just doodling around in the... Yes! Annoying is the word. Let's have a look at all of these are. So I can kind of see that in the background. Dimmed down. What is this? All parts equal. That could be nice. Nope, I like it. I like that you now have a sub-gifter badge, Christina. That is cool. You got a little golden packet there. That is very nice. Very cool. How about this? That nice? I can see that working. So if we just go ahead and click this icon here, that means similar tracks. Floating, smooth, relaxing, dreamy, epic, mysterious, peaceful, sentimental, smooth. Could kind of live with that. Let's do this. And perhaps a little bit quieter, so that it's just in the background here, giving us a little bit of an accompaniment while we go ahead and start the Unreal Engine. The engine. I like it. Unreal Engine. Yes, and very nicely explained in the video, Christina. I've just watched it about half an hour ago. I started watching it yesterday, but then I got a bit sleepy, so I watched the first part yesterday and the second part this morning. And I'm thinking, yeah, I think these are just the tips and tricks that I need to practice. And then we're going to do those pockets here. Polygon Western 4.26. All right, let's do this. And how is everyone tonight? Brian, how's the day going? Madness Middles, lovely to see you. So good to see you all. Christina, have you had a productive day at work, I was going to say. I hope you did. Yeah, I think kind of between 14 and 16 is probably the correct audio level. Just, you know, eyeballing it. Oh yes, also we should have a look at what my logo actually should look like. I know we've just seen the holding loop, but I have already forgotten. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? I don't know that. I don't know the colors of my own logo. Did I actually double click this here? Don't have all the time in the world here, you know. It's a fast-paced world and all that. Here we go. I don't know if we have effects in here, or if I need to bring those in from a different pack. I might have to do that. Town map. Let's go and do that. Let's go open that and see if we can do the camera pan first, just to see what that looks like, and then we'll see if I can animate the post-process volume as we go into the church. Alrighty, one thing is called the J cam. There we go. That is it. Cine Camera Actor. And oh yes, this is difficult because how do I even... Oh no, I don't open that. I open the actual animation. Western animation. That's the one I need to double click, and that'll then hopefully open in the editor here, in the sequencer. It does not? Why does that not work? Don't I do that? No, not that. Select, no. Visibility, no. Replace, no. Something along the lines of edit, move to, add event. Huh. Browse to asset. Edit. There we go. That's the one. Yes. And now it opens in the sequencer. The stuff you got to think about here. There's also horses in the animation. That's kind of interesting. I don't think we were gonna... I do not recall putting horses in my sequence here. But that's quite okay. Whatever. Oop, that's the camera. Let me just go and pilot that. We can't just go follow it, I guess. Here it is. It's kind of nice to see that motion. And then about here, I'd like to go and just turn that left, turn that right. Let's see. J Cine Camera Actor. Let's go and we can just go focus in on that, I suppose. Here, there it is. Yeah, that is kind of nice. I think we can just go maybe focus in on this. So this is kind of nice. Let's see, about here. I quite like to see the horses here, so I don't want to pan away from that. So perhaps once I see the horses, maybe here I can go ahead and start from here, just passing this horse. If I go ahead and put another keyframe in here, that'll lock this position in. And the next one is that I'd basically like to approach the church here. So I'd like to put another keyframe here. That is just so that in between we don't disturb anything that's happening here. So from here to there, I just like to have this turn to the left before we go turn it to the right. I'm thinking, I suppose then we'll go and look at the horses a bit longer. We might actually just go pan to the left and then just slowly pan back to the right. I don't even know if it's going to look good. Let's go set that in the middle. Maybe it'll do that. That's a nice idea. Let's do that. So here then, under transform, it's all about experimentation, isn't it? I suppose it's the Z-axis, which is, oh God, what is that? The roll, pitch, or the yaw? I'm just gonna have to try it out, I'm afraid. What is this the pitch? The pitch is not correct. It is probably the yaw then. The yaw it is. Perfect. So at that point we want to be here, maybe. Let's see if this looks good. Could look terrible, you don't know. You do deserve a break, Christina. You absolutely deserve a break. It's only from breaks that is when new creative energy can come out. I think that's my opinion. 10:30 p.m. for a lunch break. That's what I like about it, is that almost you and Jeremy, both of you, you're kind of night owls. It's kind of nice. It lines up very nicely with the Eastern Standard Time Zone, so very good. Roll peanut butter in the morning. That's nice. Yeah, go grab yourself a snack. That's a good idea. Do you know this might actually look better already? I do like it. I don't know if we need the pan to the right or if that's actually enough to just have a look at the bustling people just on the left. I'm thinking about it. I might be able to just go and turn the camera further to the right at that point. I like it so much. We did say it's the yaw, so let's go put the yaw kind of over here. Make that a bit more exaggerated. Did this remember that? I think it did. And then we go to the church. Yeah, I don't think we have time to go left and right, so maybe just one look at the left. Let me go make it full screen, and then we're gonna have a look at that. Pilot the J-Cam. Have a look at the J-Cam. Playback, not so much the options, but the playback. There we go. And F11. Boom. Nope. There we go. That's that. And then we just go ammunitions and trade. Yeah, because I like to just reveal these things a little bit better here. And then this gets taken out in the post, so that's all right, isn't it? I'm thinking. I wonder if there are shortcuts to this. Let me see. Are there shortcuts? Comma is... No, hang on. Set playback. How do you go to the very, very beginning here? Jump to the previous keyframe. There's usually a way to go no looping. Oh, looping, there we go. Finally found the looping slider. Good stuff. That's what I wanted. There. Ah, I see. Boring project. I see. Right, okay. Fluent, remind me again. Fluent was the hard surface modeling thing in Blender, correct? I think. You've showed me a demo once and I was extremely suppressed, but also overwhelmed at the same time because I'm not good with hard surface modeling. Do you know, there's one thing, if you look at the manes of the horses, they change color about here. And I have a feeling that has to do with the level of detail. Same with this horse coming up now, it goes, and I really don't know why Unreal Engine does that. I have a feeling it's that at that point, a different level of detail will pop into view, and the shader for the previous level of detail just hadn't quite compiled yet. And I find that extremely annoying, and I really don't know what to do about it. I wish I knew a way to change that. But just looking at the camera pan and the camera looking left and right, I think this kind of, we can get away with it. We're looking right here, then we're straight, and then we're looking left. So I think we're okay with that. And then we're going into the church. So I think the camera pan itself is kind of cool. Oh, cloth stuff built in to make padded stuff. That sounds great. It's another thing of stuff to add to my list of things I'd like to explore at one point. All parts equal. There we go. Let's do that. So let's have a look at the colors of the logo next. I think the easiest way, in fact, is to go to my YouTube channel. And do I have a custom URL? I probably don't. I'm sure I don't. Let me just go and see if I can go to my 3D Shenanigans channel and literally go to my channel, and I'm sure there's a, there we go. So it's pink on the left, blue on the top, pink, blue, green, yellow. That is how that's supposed to look. Pink, blue, green, yellow, and nothing else. These chocolates, by the way, I've made in Blender. Following a tutorial by Oliver Villar, I think. Alrighty, let's try that. I've already forgotten. So I don't think I have memory for colors at all. Pink on the left. It's like directions. It just doesn't work for me. For some reason, I don't know. Don't ask me why. I wish I knew. So, what is this? This is green. So whatever is blue needs to be pink. That's what we're saying, right? So click that. Click that, then well, select the pink in the browser and then just go and click that thing, and that makes that pink. And I have also forgotten the blue, green, yellow. Man, what is so difficult about that? Blue, green, yellow. So whatever's yellow, let's make that blue. Make that green. Whatever is pink now, make that green. And then make whatever is then also green, make that yellow. Like so. Yes! Pink, blue, green, yellow. Oliver has great tutorials. I think he's been focusing more on the Spanish language videos, but he is just such a nice guy. It's just sometimes when you see people explain stuff in 3D, you really have to gel with them. It's about the knowledge, but it's also about how it's presented, how the pace is, and how you can follow these tutorials. And with Oliver, I was thinking, my God, that's really nice. And he's continued making videos on his Spanish channels. He's got 2 channels, one English, one Spanish, and I think he's given more emphasis to the Spanish channel, which I can understand. But very nice. He has very good tips. I'm having some almost black coffee today. I had some nice creamy coffee in the morning with half and half, but now I really fancied a good black coffee. Sometimes when you have black coffee, it has to be really good coffee as well. Can't be the rubbish coffee. Because bad coffee tastes bad no matter what you do, but with milk and sugar, or with sweetener, or just with half and half, or just with milk or whatever. Bad coffee can taste much better, but good coffee is almost a waste on good coffee, but good coffee, black, very nice. Bustelo. And a bit of Fulgus. Oh, that's a clever idea. That is a clever idea. I hadn't even looked at that. That is a very good idea. So let's see if we are done and happy with the camera. Let me go close this down. And I don't know why the horse is in here. I don't think the horse has any keyframes. So I think I might just take the horse out of here. Can I do that? Horse delete. Hope that hasn't actually deleted any horses from the timeline. I hope it hasn't. Let's see. We have one horse here. We have one horse there, two horses here. Yeah, we've got all the horses. Yeah, you see, this is this level of detail thing. At that point it happens, and I really don't know how to fix that, because this is something that is just not nice. And I've seen this in other parts as well. Sometimes it's the material, sometimes it's the geometry that you can see popping into place. I wish there was a way for Unreal Engine to say, look, forget the level of detail. Oh, that's probably a way to do it. Just delete the level of details. And maybe it is that I have to give the level of details different materials. That is possible, but out of my league, I'm afraid. Mr. Nick! Hello, hello! Very good to see you again. Welcome. I'm just talking about level of details that pop in on my horses here. See the mane of the two horses? As soon as we approach that, they pop into place with the correct materials, but now they do not. I wonder if I can just go here and see if I can just now select the horse and fiddle / futz with the materials on here. Oh, we have, oh, that's how that's done. We have hair and we have hair low. That is how that works, isn't it? I think I've just worked out the mystery. Hair low, that didn't seem to change in material. It's the low res material. If I change both of them, I think on the white horse we're good, but on the brown horse, see, this is, see. Mr. Rod, top of the afternoon to you, my friend. Very good to see you. We're back fiddling with the Unreal Engine, making a few changes to the animation project, just a few. And it's all the better for you joining in. Very nice. So let's see, this is hair low gray, and I suppose we want to change this into hair low brown, I guess. So I'll go click this, no, this actually, that'll show me that in the Thingamajig browser here. Hair low gray. A hair low brown, I say we want to replace that with. Let's do that. We go and do that, and boom! The horse's mane. Does it stay the color that we know and love? Yes! Oh my, I've worked something out in Unreal Engine with no prior knowledge of its concept. I suppose you can still see that popping in. Low brown and hair brown. Yeah, that's uncool. Maybe it's because the brown hair and the palomino hair doesn't go together. Could that be? I don't know. Could that be? Ah, it's still popping. It's not popping as bad anymore. Let's replace it with something darker brown. Maybe we can figure it out. Let's see if we can figure it out. Halo brown. Halo blonde, halo black, hair brown. That is really all we have here. If I have a look for anything low in here, those are the low things. Low brown, blonde and black and gray and white and horn white. I could just give it the white mane. I suppose I could do that. Oh, really? Did you? The kitty cat that's featured in the title sequence of 3D Shenanigans. That kitty. I'm glad you're still developing the character to its full potential, because I think it has potential. Can you imagine, Rod? That is what you'll end up getting famous with. Send him over when you have it. I want to have a crack at that title sequence once again and maybe change some materials, change some of the movie posters around, maybe redo the whole thing in Unreal Engine. That would be cool. That lets us replace pictures quicker. I think that's the only low brown that we have here. I don't know why the low brown. I mean, it's still, you know, I can still see it, but it's not as bad anymore. So it's still something that is visible. but it's not as bad anymore, I suppose. I wonder what happens if I just put the high-res brown on the low-res thing. Does that work? Low brown hair. I mean, I can see it's a different color. What's the guy doing? Crazy, man. So this here, let's have an examine this, and then just add that to here. Does that work? Does it work? Does it buffalo? It works! Perfect! So we're using the high texture on both of them things. And then, we don't really care about performance. No, it still doesn't work. Dang, brother! That's cold! Why not? The only thing that's really reliably working is the white. I might just give the brown horse a white mane. What do you think? Is that odd? I can't tell. What is odd is if you have text just popping into view. That is odd, and I hate that. That's uncool. I think I might just give that guy... How's this horse coping with the whole thing? It's got the white... It's just got horse white. And then we have low grey. Oh, that's interesting. Hair grey, horse white, and hair low grey. Oh, that's grey. Okay, cool. And then this other horse here, we have hair brown, and you thought hair low brown would actually be the thing to go for, but of course that has different hair color. So unschools. I'm thinking. What's the consensus there? Should we live with it, or shall we just... It's almost like, I don't know why the high-res material doesn't work on the low-res zone. I mean, it's different geometry, that's why that doesn't work. Yeah, I tried, Brian. I thought that would be, that was my idea as well. And the moment I do that, it's it looks like it gets more shiny. I suppose different UVs. Here, if I do this, if I if I go to this and look at what that is, that's this one here. Hair brown, and just use the high-res version on here, and I'll go and apply that. Then from afar it looks okay, but there's more shine on the horse. So the moment I approach the horse, I see essentially the shine going slightly different. And I really don't know what that is. It's now the same material, but it looks like it's behaving differently. And the only material that appears to work is the white one. Actually, maybe let's try the darker hair. I don't know if that's possible to have maybe we'll just make it a dark horse. Could do that, right? A dark horse. Please do, Rod. Thank you. Sounds good. Let's make it a dark horse. Maybe we can figure out how that works. So if we go to this... And this is hair black 1. Let's just go put that on there. Like this. Boom. Black hair. And then I'm sure we have black hair. Hair 2 black low, maybe. Hair black low. Horseback low. This is that. Let's go put that on here. And now we have it in high res and in low res. Yeah, that's also terrible. Interesting. Interesting. It's just terrible. So maybe we'll just go give that horse the white hair. If the black hair and the brown hair are both broken, let's just go give it the white hair. I don't mind. So we'll give this, goes onto here, like this. Boom. So now he has white hair, white mane. I don't mind. What do I know about horses? And then we go give it the low white, like this. Put that on here. So that then... doesn't pop because I don't see it popping on the white horse. It just looks completely different on the horse. But I don't mind because, you know, I'm easy that way. Horses are as individual as people. And we're going to do the same on this guy here because he has the same issue over here. I think he has already still got the white low hair in place. So we're just going to go give him the white high-res hair as well. So white hair on you. And Bob's your uncle, Betty is your aunt. Is that correct? Horse. I think a horse with a lighter mane is less obtrusive than one in which text just pop in and out, I think. Emerger! The Emerger, should I say. Very good to see you. And this white horse didn't have a problem to begin with. Alright! Okay. We're good here. Quick interlude as we feast our eyes upon what we have achieved so far. Horse with mane. No one's moving around. That's cool. We're just having a look. So I can still see the white horse. There's some popping still going on, but it's less obvious. There's still some happening here as well. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. It's one of those things. It's got to be a material thing. I wish I could just take the low res, like the LOD geometry, out of that completely. But hey, that's okay. I'm a beginner with limited knowledge of Unreal Engine. And for that, I'm quite proud that I've achieved this and the previous 45 things that we've made. So there we go. Let's have a look at animating that post-process volume. So I'm thinking from about here, I like to leave it in place until here, and basically for it to stay dark as we go inside here, and then change the lighting, in fact, with point lights. Let's see. I have a feeling we probably need to add that as a new track to our animation. The post-process volume. With that selected, I think I make a new track down here and go and say actor to sequence, add post-process volume. Oh, wouldn't you know, this works. Very cool. And in it, I think I have to make a track inside this for what is it that we'd like to actually fiddle with. That is, I need to have a look at that. I need to look that up. What is it that we need to film? This is what we want to do. Film. 555 filk. Transform path settings. How about is it under settings? Film. There we go. Yes. Black clip. No. Saturation, contrast, crush, highlights. Dang. What do you think it comes up under? Under film. It's not actually under film. What am I talking about? It's under color grading. Is it under color? No, it's not under color grading. Duh, it's under lens. Lens and exposure. Auto exposure compensation. That's it. So it's under lens exposure. Right, cool. Let's try again. Track. Track settings lens. Exposure. Yes, exposure compensation, Miss Moneypenny. Let's do that. And we're just going to fiddle with that, I think. So let's go to frame 0 and just make sure everything's fine right here. I'm going to keep this fine until about here. Just when it starts moving, this is when it starts actually working here. I'd like for it to stay like that to about here, frame kind of something like that. So we're going to hack in a keyframe here. And now we'll go in and say, we're already in, that should be fine. I might just go leave it until the very end. And we'll see if we just make it -1 at this point. No, even darker. I'm thinking even -2. Because the rest we can now do with lights. If that, I think -2 might be a bit much here. So I'll go and say -1.5 perhaps. That is still a little bit light on the exposure. So -1 is perhaps something we should consider. And then we'll add a point light or two, or even a glow effect to the logo, just so that we, you know, get a bit of pizzazz here. I'm thinking even maybe try and make the logo glow. But this now makes it darker in the church. See how that looks like animated? So now we're drilling this down. So this goes, it's a little bit too bright here, and then it goes darker there. I got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. Let's make sure you do that already by here, because at that point you're already kind of done doing that. And this is the light effect I'd like to keep going here, a little bit darker. So it's kind of working all the time. I just kind of need to work against it a bit. That might be better. Let's try to do it without any lights, and I'll just try and change the material on the logo a little bit. See what happens. Maybe just the pink for now. Pink material. I think we already have a multiplier in there. I just haven't hooked up the emission channel. So if I do that, it'll glow like that. That might be too much. That might be okay. I don't know. Let's see what that's like. In church, yeah, that's too much, isn't it? Let's take the multiplier out then. Break everything. So now it goes in with the same color, just with a more subtle hue. Oh no, that's uncool. Should have left that in place, shouldn't I? Huh. And drag it down literally. So instead of 0.5, we're going to say 0.2. That's very subtle, but it might just be enough. If that's, yeah, it kind of works. But I also perceive that as a bit too much, so no. I'll have a couple of point lights any day of the week. I think that was a nice idea, but I think I'm gonna go put this back to 0.5 here, and let's go rip out the emissive color pin here. Break. That's the spirit. Alrighty. Thank you, Material Node. You've been great. Do we have any point lights in here? Point lights. Logo point light. Oh yeah, we have one. That is nice. I just don't remember if it's intense enough. Is that's behind here. That's already nice. We just make that just bright behind, and then we're just gonna have one more, maybe behind in the middle of the letters or in front of the letter, something like that. Let's go Alt left click and drag this out. Way too much to make a copy, of course. I guess that nice shadow, we can even animate that from left to right. Ha ha. So if it was between the letters, is that nice with 100, or is that also too much, isn't it? Yeah, I do like this shine in between here, but 100 is still too much. Let's go make that 50 then. It still is too much. Well, having said that, it still is too much. Let's try 20. If I'm thinking in terms of putting various lights in here. We can do that, or we can just put one in the front to just brighten up the logo just a bit. That then takes away from the contrast, doesn't it? If we go and make that 100 again, it just distracts from the contrast a bit. I like the idea of one backlight and a few just in the middle to accentuate what we're doing. So let's do that. Let's do that. It worked well in the Urban Future animation. Left click and drag, put one in here. Alt left click and drag, perhaps one in the E here, perhaps. Perhaps. That should be nice. We'll put another one down here in the 3. Alt left click, whoops. Oh, that was control click. I'm so sorry. Let's put you back where you were. Alt left click and drag and put one in the N. And this N is already pretty exciting. Alt left click and drag into the other N. Alt left click and put one in the 3. Maybe even at the slightly further down here, like so indeed. Yes. Anything missing? That other N, the G. I think it's got that kind of a spooky glow going, I think. Oh, the Fluent Claw stuff. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I'm so glad they've improved the Twitch chat these days. That is really nice. I can log in, and if people have left messages, they are still there. I'm super excited. So thank you, Twitch. Very nice. Thank you. I'll have a look at that. Fluent, something else that we can explore. What do you think? Light? Happy with the light? I'm kind of happy with the light. It certainly looks better than before. It's difficult to have a before and after in Unreal Engine, but I have the video here, so we can go and just have a quick look at that. Yeah, so this was before. And this is after. I do prefer the slightly dimmed background and just, you know, it looks more dramatic. This looks a bit flat and kind of a beta lighting. With this looks a bit better. It's still not perfect, so I might apply a little bit of color correction in the post, just make it, which I haven't done here. This is literally as it comes out of Unreal Engine, but maybe just to make it a bit harder, the light. I think I prefer that. I'm also now thinking that it could have another light to the left of it, just to the left of the 3D. That might be nice. I do prefer this. Let's add that. Let's grab ourselves any of them lights, like this one. Logo light. Alt left click and drag and put another light somewhere here. Maybe that in a bit. Make it a bit more like. Can't even see that with 100 anymore. What happened here? 500 then. No. It's kind of not what I was after. I was just gonna try and brighten. Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm after. Just give it that edge there. Maybe then 500 is of course too much. It's just wrong position there. Gotcha. But I think 20 is actually the value. It just needs to be positioned correctly. Isn't that always the case, Rod? Sometimes you just have to find the right position. And you've got to fiddle with values back and forth, because that's why 3D takes forever. Why you not illuminate Connor? Ha 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 ha. Where you know Connor? There you are. That is all I wanted, a little accentuation over here. That is all I was after. Oh, come on. Just a little bit of separation. That's sometimes all that's necessary. I'd like possibly like another one exactly like that, just up here, so that that separates a bit better. I might just make that happen. Lighting design with Jay. Watch as he fiddles with values for 7 hours. And perhaps another one down here. There, I'm thinking. J Lights! Oh my god, we have J Loads, J Lights, J Plays! Brian, what a cool idea. Yet another channel! Let's make it right now, live! J Channels! Oh dear. Well, is this the end, I wonder? Have we fixed it now? Have I done everything that I wanted to do? I took care of the logo colors. I took care of the lighting. I took care of the horse's manes within reason. I think, are we done with the Unreal Engine part of the 3D soiree here? We just have to go and watch it all in its full glory once or twice more, as we enjoy a good hot cup of coffee together. Jay moves his cursor out of the way. That's also good. Then we'll do a quick render and see what that looks like with the people. Yeah, it's really the mains popping into place. now, for extra credit, we could literally have one light source that's at the back, literally in front of the logo. So I like the lighting as it is here. And I also like how we park into position here. That is all gold, as they say. I'm just thinking we should have one more object that we're going to animate, and that's a fairly bright, just a single point light that should be on now in the church, so that we have it in front of the logo, that we know that's where we're being drawn into. Right now we're not being drawn, we're being drawn into a dark building. There's nothing in there. That is not good. I think we're going to have a light that'll dim the moment we crank down the ambient lights with the post-process volume. So it'll be like this at this point. Oh, and the puffy bit here on the train, that we need to do that. We totally need to do that. So this is good. This is all cool. Imagine that with moving people. One way of getting rid of the main problem is to just delete the main. That is also very cool. Just switch it off. So at this point, when we just see the church in the background, I'd like a light to be on inside the church, and I'd like for that to kind of just dim down the moment we are going in the church. So puffy bit on the train next, or in fact after that. You can literally go to town. You could literally put lights into all the buildings now as well. That is also possible. But yes, right here, I'd like to see something lighter in the church. And as we go in there now, the light can go off again. I think that's important. And then we can reveal the glowing logo. We should do that. Oh, I think I have 6 or 7 YouTube channels, Christina. I think I could do with an 8th or 9th one. They all have a purpose. I like them all. So like here, if I'm thinking, let's just go grab ourselves one of these. And I'm actually going to name that. I'm going to call it Logo Front Light. Logo Front Light. And that'll be a feisty one. It'll be right, not so much in, not so close, but it'll be something like, I don't know, maybe not 10,000 is maybe a bit much. So this could be just what the doctor ordered. And of course now it has that bright power, so now it'll actually draw us in to the church. Do you know what I mean? There's something going on there. I think I might even make that brighter. And also I can judge it better from this angle. So it's gonna go here and further down, something like that. Like, let's make it 5,000. And it'll be over the top the moment the exposure compensation regulates this. But this is the effect I'm after. People will notice there's something there. We're being drawn into here. And then we're just going to go animate the intensity away the moment we go into the church. And then we'll reveal the previous lighting effect. Let's make it all happen. On frame 0. Logo front light. Create ourselves a new track for new adventures. Actor to sequence. Logo front light. Oh yes. Front light. What are we gonna, with light component intensity? That's exactly what we want to animate. So that's going to be 5,000 as we are here. And it'll also be 5,000 literally still here. And I think maybe at this point, round about this point, we can go and from here we can go and then go drag it down to, yeah, here this is already overexposed. So at this point, I'd like for this to be already on actually 0. Oh man, I've hacked the value into the wrong property. So if I wanted to make it 0 at this point, maybe slightly later actually, like here, I think that might be more interesting. If it animates to 0 here, that'll be a really nice lighting effect. So at this point, make intensity 0. See what that looks like. from here being drawn in. Oh my god, it's 3D Shenanigans at the very back. And we're going in and lighting change, Q lighting change. Yeah, look at that. That's was that too late? No, that's actually nice. Was that too late? I can't tell. I can live with it. It's not exactly as I had expected it. I think we should be off a little bit earlier than that. So we'll just make that, drag that over here. It's never good trying to compensate for something that happens automatically. I like this. I like this. And actually now I like it all. That's nice. That was a good idea to do that. Alrighty, I think that was good to do. I tell you, it does the world. This is nice. Because we see something interesting is happening with the logo. That's all we want. I think they're all at the bottom of my regular YouTube channel. If you go to my front page, you'll see at the very bottom my other channels. Oh yeah, you're right. There's, I don't think, is that all of them really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is 6. Yeah, you're right. It's only 6. That's terrible. This is my German-speaking channel here, by Köln Rechts. I should really make some more German videos. Maybe German Unreal videos. That'd be cool. J Plays, that is also, that's kind of when I play computer games myself, I often use this as a footage recorder. I used to use Twitch for that, but now I use Twitch for something more, you know, decent. Now I use this for, just in case something good happens, I can just clip that out. This is my personal channel for personal ramblings and all. Super Survivor, that's my cancer topic channel. This, of course, is my main channel here. And almost all of them have the same logo. And this one here that we're currently on is the 3D Shenanigans channel. That's the one I use for animatics and little animations and, you know, all kinds of things we're building here. That's all, they all kind of make their way onto here. You were here live when this was made. You are here live as we're making this. And this, of course, with the animatics compilation. And this, you were here for that as well. Nice. And this, I've made that in Clo. I was quite proud of that. Very nice. Indeed. Oh yeah, and some of the older streams, they go on here. Brian, I was going to tell you this. There's something I recommend you do this, because I think your audience will actually appreciate this. This front page, you can make that, you can design that any which way by going over to your YouTube studio. And if you don't do this, all you see on your front page of the channel is literally just one strip with your latest uploads. If you head over to customization down here, you can then go and add feature sections on here. So I've got uploads and just single playlists, but I can add other things. I can add another section. Let's say, I don't know, popular uploads, just because I can. And you can move those around. Maybe you want to have popular uploads somewhere here. Or not at all. This is one of those automatically generated sections, but you can add other things, like you can have a strip for 3D videos, and you can have another one for animations, and you can have another one for promos, and you can have another one for your 3D printing videos. And I think that might be nice, so that audiences understand what's occurring there on your channel. So I think what the YouTube gurus all recommend is that you go and have one playlist that you put at the top, which on this channel I haven't done, but on my other channel I've done that. If I go there, this is my main channel. They recommend you do something like a channel overview thing, and you put 5 or 10 videos in there that kind of sum up what your channel is all about, and that should go at the top, they say, because that means then people get an idea of, oh, that's what this guy does. So then they can make a more of a decision to subscribe or not subscribe, and say this is what your channel is about or not. So I organize this regularly. There's only so much room, sadly. They've just recently made that possible, that you can add other things here. But yeah, it's always good to just circulate that around. Put some of the more interesting looking things at the top. Like this doesn't look very interesting, just visually. It's boring, really. So I need to go and do something about that. Just thought I'd let you know. I've been meaning to tell you this for a while and I keep forgetting. So now that we're talking about YouTube channels, maybe that's a good idea. J Rant. Oh yes, that's a great idea. J Rant. Rod's been working overtime. Let's see. So the final piece of the puzzle is I'd like to put this little steam effect on top of this end. That's just a particle effect. And I don't really know if this pack contains one. If not, I'll just have to go bring in another one. Polygon Western. Let's see here. Sometimes they have FX. There we go. Dust, fire, smoke, smoke white, and tumbleweed. Should we have tumbleweed? I mean, it is a Western. There should really be tumbleweed in the main street. This is one smoke particle here. And the smoke white probably brings these things together. Let me see if I can do that. Put that here. Hey, there we go. It is kind of correct. It's just not in the correct place. So let's go and make that happen. And it has a streak as well. I'm so glad this is actually in here. So as it travels, this should really be parented to the actual train. Yes! I say yes. Oops. Totally not in the right place, but you get the picture. Real-time particle effects. They just need to be emitted from the correct position here. Oops. Is that too much? Is that maybe a bit much? I can't tell. It probably is, isn't it? We can always make it smaller. I think you can scale these. I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. It's actually being. Oh, it only goes up to a certain size. So let me go and undo that. I could just make it flatter, I suppose. Does that work? No, totally doesn't work. No, particle effects can't be scaled. Okay, fine. No worries. We'll reset it and we'll just have a quick look what that actually looks like. If we were here and we were going to go and animate this, would this look nice? So to make this look really nice, we should animate the train as it pulls into the station, because that means it would pull the smoke behind it. That would be seriously cool. Mr. Captain, very good to see you. The Captain. Wonderful to see you. I've changed the light on the inside. I've changed the camera, looking left and right a little bit on the main street. I'm just not entirely sure about the size of the smoke. I mean, it's there. I think it would be even better if we could just turn it somehow or make it smaller, something like that. There's other effects as well. I didn't actually check the other effects, because you know what would be really cool is if this is the effect and was it the effect? No, this totally wasn't the effect. Oh, that was FX, wasn't it? Something about FX, white smoke emitter. There we go. So if the train would have just moved, then it would literally drag the smoke in real time, and that would be seriously cool. But in order to pull that off properly, the train would actually have to move, and I've just placed it. That's the kind of effect we might want. Is there a way to animate this? I wonder. I'm sure I can put it into the train here, into this. That'd be cool. Is that cool? Yeah, that looks like the train's on fire. Let's not do that. Let's put that back. Let's see what other effects are here. So that was the smoke particle box, black smoke, fire effects, and dust effects. Let's see what the dust looks like. Oh, I've opened it. I didn't quite mean to do that. That's dust, so we could put dust on the high street. That would be cool as well. Because technically, I mean, it is western, it is in the desert. Possibly. There's also the tumbleweed that I wanted to have a look at. Tumbleweed is here, tumbleweed effects. What does that look like? Tumbleweed! It tumbles! Let's see what that looks like on the high street. And also, what is the... Let me go put this over here just so that it's out of the way. I'll try the dust. The dust is probably not going to have the same effect here. Oh, the dust would be good in the... Literally just in the background. That would be dust. I'm kind of glad it floats around by itself. I wasn't aware that I had put a wind force in this. I suppose it just does this. Shame I can't scale this particle white smoke emitter. I have a feeling I can probably go and 0.5. Is that going to go? Yes, there we go. I can scale it. Perfect. Good stuff. I can scale it. So let's go. Let's forget the dust for now. And just put this guy back in its position, and then we're going to scale it manually. That's cool. We can do that. There we go. Make it a bit smaller, like a little bit more appropriate for the team. I see. Maybe 0.3 even. That could be good. And we'll see what that looks like on the animation once we do the render. Haha. What's the picture, Rod? Let me just have a quick look at your picture. Oh, problem loading thing, secure error, whatnot. Can't load nothing. Sorry, Rod. Upload it again, see what happens. So the dust then. Dust. Let's go put some dust on the road. It might not actually be noticeable here. Some of these effects you have to give them a little bit of time, so I think that might work better in the back end there. I'll just put one here just so that we can see what that looks like for a bit of ambience. And let's put one maybe here so that it would waft in between the buildings. That'd be kind of nice, I'm thinking. Yeah, trading post. We'll put one here and we'll put left click or alt click. Whoops. Dust number 3 goes here. I might also put this slightly further forward here. Dust. Who would have thought one day we'll have real-time effects that we can play with? Are they the right height? I'm going to put it a bit higher. Oh, put it higher. Look at that. And then all of a sudden you've got vast amounts of dust coming out of here. Maybe it's too much. Too much dust. All you need to do is put them higher. Gotcha. I get you, brother. Don't want to smoke the joint out. We'll see what it looks like. I have a feeling this might be a bit much. Dust as in the building's on fire. Yeah, maybe we don't really want that. maybe that is indeed too much. I was thinking more of a. I suppose I could fiddle with the visibility. Just make that a bit thinner so that we just get that haze. It's probably also not really how you do effects like that. I'm just having a look if there is anything that lets me adjust the opacity a bit. But I don't think there is, so I'm okay. Oh, I see. Is that the problem? Oh, nice. He has a t-shirt now. Rod, that is good. Very cool. I like the crazy look in the cat's face. That is nice. Crazy cat. Well, I think maybe that's too much then. In fact, it is too much. Forget that. I'm gonna not use the dust at all then. I don't think it's made for that. But the tumbleweed, what does the tumbleweed look like? Now that might be groovy. Especially if it just goes and starts rolling from the very back over there. And then I guess we'll have another one somewhere further here, because that is, I can imagine that is kind of where a lot of tumbleweed might drift through. Don't necessarily want to see the emitter itself, but by the time we're there in the animation, it just goes and there's you know, hay bales now. Alrighty. Let's see what that looks like. And we're looping. They seem to go into the ground there somehow. That's not good. So I'll have a look at that. I think, yeah, that's actually quite nice. This is cool. That's nice. That's nice. I'm happy with that. I'm not sure about the one in the front, but the one at the back for sure, absolutely. This, it looks like, hasn't, I think the point light in the beginning there hasn't quite, isn't being drawn down. I don't know why. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Yeah, this one, it just goes into the ground, so I'm going to go take that one away. Because we're going to look at the people anyway. It's just, this might just be nice, nice background thing. Might even good to have another one offset over there. Yeah, let me do that. And that light, it should really go off now. It doesn't seem to do that. It stays on. That's not good. Let's fix it. Let's go fix it. Yeah, so this light here. Yeah, look at that. The last keyframes magically disappeared. What happened here? Didn't we say this was where we're saying... I say 0, I say? Yes. That is what we said. I was here. It's on tape. Glad I can remember where that was. Alrighty. You gotta triple check everything. Crazy. So that tumbleweed emitter. We like this second tumbleweed emitter. Now we'll just go Alt left click and drag, have another one go over here, slightly further to the church. Hoping that these things go past the door of the church, because perhaps there's just not that much action. Yeah, I see. We need to go and put that over here to a little bit. Otherwise these things aren't going to go past the church door, and then of course we're not going to be able to see them. Hey, Bills. All right. Dust behind the church. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. I'll go grab the first tumbleweed emitter that's in the beginning there. I'm going to go get rid of that. That's not a bad call. And then we just have it in the background behind the church. The captain. Like literally here. I think that might be nice. If we just go put that here. Smoke. Was it dust? It was dust, wasn't it? Dust. Dust. Anyone? Dust. Because by the time we get here to the church, it might be... There might just be enough of that here. I'll make 2 actually. I do like the idea of having a couple. Just for a bit of, hey, there's dust in the background. There's still a lot of hay bales going on here, so maybe 2 of them is a bit much. I don't know, it could just be funny like that. Let's see. Also, should we save things? Let's go save things. Save everything. Save all. Okay. Do you know, I think that's why that might just work really well. I don't mind it being over the top. It is a comic cartoon type animation anyway, so let's have a look here. And also in the final render this might look different because the smoke might be simulated slightly differently. We'll see. And of course there's people and everything. It's just background animation, isn't it? I like it. I like it. I'm going to add a 3rd one, so we have also got dust on the right hand side of the church. And I'll just spawn that behind the church. Yeah, it's going to be good. Captain. The tribbles, yeah, they're nice, aren't they? Yeah, so we'll see how this looks like when the animation begins. I may have to consider adding an extra second of pre-roll on there so that these effects are in place by the time we hit it. I haven't done that at the moment. Yeah, so that hay bale isn't going to be there. I like it. If we could animate it this way, I think that'd be just rad. It just goes to show it is the amount of polish you put into it afterwards. Because look, this is now an hour and 20 minutes that we've been just polishing things, and that was almost takes as long as making this thing to begin with. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because if I look kind of from here, I don't think I notice the smoke consciously here, but as I go here, I think there needs to be another smoke thing on the right hand side so that it appears to be a continuous kind of line, horizon line. And that is of course no problem. Oi. So dust, this one, I'll make this a bit higher as well. I might actually make these a bit bigger too, so that I don't see the them as streaks so much, but more as background stuff. Maybe 5 was a bit much. But it would actually mean I could just have 1 instead of 2. I don't have 2 then. I just have the second one behind the church. Let's do it. Yeah, he'll be here, slightly further down. Hoping it is actually behind the church rather than in the church. And this I'm going to make it 5 as well. 5, 5, 5. Boom. And that means there's just, you know, some kind of a storm over there. But we're calm in the storm because we're going to church. We're going to watch 3D shenanigans. Maybe. Yes, absolutely. Especially effects like that. This is just killer. I say it's time for a little test animation, little test animatic, once we save everything. Yes, absolutely, Captain. That is absolutely correct. This here, render this movie to a video. Yes, let's do that. Doesn't have to be in 4K. Could just be in 1080. But let's treat ourselves to 60 frames a second, eh? Why don't we? Compression quality 90, yes, I like it. And do we remember the, yeah, we do, that's cool. I say, capture movie. All right. While I go and pour myself another cup of coffee. In the meantime, we're going to have a look at our little animation here and see what that looks like once it's rendered, once it has been rendered. We don't need this anymore. This was the freaky, terrible lighting from before. We're not going to do that. We're going to have a look at this here now. This is now Western V4. Western V4. I might actually just go and pop the ones that are done with into their own folder. So that's the final and the 3 animatics here. There we go. Western V4. Let's have a look. Go repeat that, make it full screen, and have a look at it from the beginning. Oh, there we go. So this, yeah, this is what I mean. So the smoke here only starts the moment the animation starts. So maybe I should have something that kind of a 1 second wait before we do the camera pan. I might do that. The smoke works well. It's maybe a bit over the top. And there we go. Joe, hello! I don't know, Christina. It could also be that they are upgrading existing subscriptions. That was my plan. I'm sure we'll make it happen somehow. There's always ways, aren't there? That was going to be my Christmas present to all of you. What a shame that that didn't work. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. If not today, then tomorrow. I'm sure we will. What are we thinking of the light here? I think that's kind of okay. I think that's nice. I might even give it a little bit of front light. So rather than dim the light down completely, I might just leave, I don't know, 50, 20, just that we have a little bit of extra illumination from the front. We'll add an extra second of build-up so that we can start seeing that we can see some smoke by the time the render actually starts. This is all nice. I still don't see enough hay bales going over here. I don't know what happened there, so we're gonna have a look at that. And then here we're just gonna increase the light, the front light, just a bit so that there's a little bit more light. I do like the dramaticness, but it has kind of an underexposed touch to it here as well. So let's see. Fix the smoke. And that is a shame to hear, Joe, that you have an issue with your stomach. Hay bales, I just move them over here so that they start further over here. I have a feeling they go down into the soft ground that isn't that there's no collisions on there. We'll have a look at that. Do you know, Captain, I believe the wind node would have been already in here. Yeah, it has a wind node, definitely. I haven't quite used it, but we could do that at the beginning here. We could just have a wind node in front of the smoke that just blows it slightly further to the back. That might be a good idea. Let's do that. Let's try that. Wind node. Captain, that's a good idea. So we start all this a second earlier so that there is smoke here, and the wind node would have then taken effect already. And the hay bales, I don't really know where they're falling right now. It looks like they are disappearing in this ground here, so I'll see what I can do to make that not happen. And then we'll do the lights. Sorry to hear about your stomach bug, Joe. I hope it's gonna get out. I hope you're gonna be okay. Let's fix the animation first. Let's see if we can do that. It would be... I think there's actually there's an easier way to do this. Isn't there something in these scary settings here? Where it says animation. Use custom start frame. Warm up frame count, that is it. Warm up frame count. Delay before warm up. Warm up frame count. The number of extra frames to play before the sequence start frame to warm up the animation. This is useful for your animation contains particles or other runtime effects that are spawned into the scene earlier than your capture start frame. That is exactly what we need. I'd say a second is probably enough, so 60 start frames, 60 warm-up frames, that is exactly what we're going to need. Perfection. Wind node. Oh no, actually, let's fix the lights first. Lights. Logo front light, that's the one. And in fact, it's this keyframe here. This keyframe in which we're saying 0. So I'm going to say, let's not do that. Let's make 100 maybe. And then we have a tiny bit of light here. Ah, yeah, I see. So we're still getting that darkish effect here. Versus what it was, 0. I don't know if we're going to actually see this. I think it'll make a small bit of a difference here. It's not dramatic, actually. I thought it's going to be much more of an effect here. But okay. Actually, then we get the specular thing. I might leave it. I might actually leave it. I hadn't accounted for the specular thing. Let's not do that then. Okay, 0 it is. 0 it is. No specular. I don't want that white spot. That's just distracting. Alrighty. Warm up. See, hay bales here are kind of super happy. I don't know why they are. Why they're causing an issue once we've rendered it, I'm not sure. Let me try to put the tumbleweed effect on top of the roof here. And I'll see if I can make this not fall onto that. I don't want it to be in vision really either. And then just go put this over here. Oops. We'll do this. Maybe. See which one of them we'll be able to see. Wind node, Captain. Let's do the wind node thing. I don't know how to make that happen. But hey. I'm sure if we just search for it, wind directional source perhaps. Oh yeah, ulcers are seriously no joke. No, absolutely, look after yourself. It's all that late night pizza, Rod. Cut down on the pizza. No, I'm joking. That might not be the problem. Okay, let me see if I can put, I don't know how they work. So I'll go and bring that in front of the smoke. Wind directional source. So let's see if we can put some more strength on here. How about 100? Is 100 good? Is 100 maybe too much? Speed, I suppose. I mean, it's all in floats here, so I'm thinking let's put everything to 10, like radius as well. We need to have a bit of radius here, maybe 100. This thing needs to be big, man. Minimum gust and maximum gust. I don't know how big or how big this. I don't even know what direction this thing's going to face in, or when it is going to start. Looks like it has no effect on our particles here for now, but maybe I can rotate it around. It doesn't seem to have rotation. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, there we go. No, the arrow is probably the rotation of where the wind is blowing. Minimum gust is 10. Come on, maximum is 1,000. Come on, just go do something. Do something with the wind, come on. No. Do they have a wind source in here? No. I don't even know if this is how you use it. Yeah, I'm not pizza. Okay, good. It's not the pizza then. Good point, yes. I wouldn't, this is a good point. I wouldn't actually risk having pizza right now. Do you know what? I've just realized I need to simulate this, don't I? What am I not understanding here? Of course, this needs to be simulated before anything can actually happen. I also need to go and eject my camera here. This is probably now gonna show us the wind node in its glory. Does it? Totally doesn't. No, so sadly, I don't know how to use a wind node in Unreal Engine. And it doesn't seem to be affecting our wind here, Captain. Sorry, but that's a really good thinking. See if we can work that out for next time. Yes, it doesn't seem to do anything. I can see, however, that my smoke should maybe be a little bit more centered. FX smoke white emitter here. Let's put that in the middle here a little bit more. Goody. Yeah, shame about the wind. Wind directional source. No effect whatsoever. Point wind. Can we, is that possible? Can we do point wind? Instead of something that is directional, just point out anywhere? No. Doesn't work. Okay. We've tried. Whoop. We've tried. Do you know, instead what we could do is we could literally animate this to park itself in place before the animation starts, but that is also, that's a lot of work. I think I might just leave it as it is. So the train's been parking here for a few minutes already before our animation starts. Let's do that. Oh, the wind node is still here. That's interesting. Wind directional source. Didn't I just delete that? I guess I did not. Alrighty, let me just go and render this out again. This time with our 60-second frame warm-up count. I'll go and do that. Save selected, yes, absolutely. And here is V5. Let's see what that looks like. That hasn't done anything to the particle effects here. That is uncool. I don't know why. 1 second, maybe 1 second wasn't enough, or 60 frames was not enough. Maybe we have to have 100 frames. Or we decided to like it. I don't know. It's probably both good. Let's just decide that this is what we wanted. Also fine. We get all this going. That's also good. Oh, also we need to have that repeated. The hay bales still haven't come back. I really don't know why not. The hay bales are toying with us. I'm still pretty happy with all this. But I don't know what happened about the hay bales. I really don't know why they don't want to come. The smoke I can kind of live with. This is actually quite cute that it's small, and then you know, we don't see the stick in the middle there. We might not understand that was actually that was actually smoke. The hay bales are just not there. They don't even fall out anywhere. Hay bales are gone. They're gone, man, gone. Maybe we'll just live with the smoke in the background and forget about the hay bales. They would have been really nice. I just don't know where they are. Why they don't come out? big question mark. Don't know. Poor hay bales. We want hay bales. Yeah, the rest I'm happy with. Yeah, that we've tweaked that in the beginning. No hay bales. That is a shame. I really have no idea why they don't work. Unless they're gone. Could it be that they're no longer in the scene? Could it be that they're sort of that they've accidentally been deleted? No, look at that. There they are. So they should be there. They should be there. The only explanation I have is if we go and simulate this, what happens now? When we simulate them, they just disappear into the ground here. That is uncool. So that's why that happens. They don't seem to behave like that in the animation. That is why. I don't really understand how they can do this in regular and then just disappear through the ground in the simulation. I don't know. That is where my Unreal knowledge just isn't really there, so I have no idea why some particles behave like that. They are particle effects, so clueless, sorry. No hay bales. Forget the hay bales. Hay. Oh no, tumbleweed on it. Tumbleweed emitter. Don't know. Delete. Cool. I think then we're kind of done with the Western animation then, I'm thinking. I'll go render this out. We can render this out now, or I can do this later in 4K. I might do this later. in 4K. We don't have to wait for that, even if it's only 5 minutes. And let's try and get me back into the pockets that Christina was explaining to me. Maybe I can remember how to do it. In Claw and Marvelous Designer. Goodie. Thank you, Unreal Engine. It'll be on my channel, on my 3D Shenanigans channel tomorrow. And then hopefully for 2021, we can add all these things up together into a new kind of holding loop that we'll see in the beginning. Oh, there's also that aforementioned priest. He's on top of the roof here, actually. I will leave him there, but I remember Beard Goblin telling me that in the playable version of this that you can get from my Ko-fi store and from the Patreon store, or basically as Patreon supporters, they have access to this playable project here. There's this issue with the priest. He's on top of the roof. He should really be inside the church, but since we've now used the church for something else, let's go and leave him where he is. Save all. More. Captain, I'm glad it was informative. Everyone else, thank you so much for dropping by and joining me and you know, and all your patience hanging together. I will be, of course, back tomorrow at 4 p.m. with something that I'm not entirely sure what it'll be yet. Could be more Cloak, could be more Unreal Engine, could be, I don't know, Blender. Who knows? I'll decide 10 minutes before we go on air. It was awesome with you all. I'll see if I can still give you that belated or early Christmas present with the subscriptions. We will work something out tomorrow. It might even happen off the stream, and you might find yourself with a tier 3 subscription in your pocket. Who knows? My friends, have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, or a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.